Hello, my name is Warren,
And I'm John.
and this is Dilemmas in the American Education System, Season 1, Episode 1, Theology. Me being raised in a Catholic household, I never knew the ins and outs of anything other than Christian religions. I knew well the differences across the denominations of Protestants, and I knew the biggest differences from Protestantism and Catholicism like the back of my hands. But other than these few, I never learned to grasp the teachings of, say, Buddhism and Islam. I was told that Muslims don't like Catholics, and that's all I knew about Islam. Buddhism I knew absolutely nothing about. As far as I was concerned, they were a bunch of vegetarian voodoo monks who wanted to be one with everything. I look back on it now, and I realize how disappointing it is. All of this talk about our excellent school system, and yet what did I know about the rest of the world other than the stereotypes and what my mother told me? This is a common theme across Prosper, as well as much of the U.S. But how is this lack of knowledge allowed to continue still?
Let's start in the 17th century. In Europe and America, when one of education's most profound pieces was religious learning. It was undebated that Christianity should be taught to any student, although different variants were taught across changing and more specific beliefs. This probably caused a lot of trouble when the education system eventually became more organized and collective. It may not have occurred to them that they'd have to settle religious differences in developing the school system, and so schools ended up teaching instead a more general Christianity. Some 300 years later, the school system began to change again, starting in the mid-20th century. School, effectively, is how students learn to become educated and good citizens. And so, because citizenship was becoming more important then, the school system changed to become more focused on curriculum. Already there was debate on whether religion was to be important in education. There were some who insisted that prayers and religious clubs be regular activities in all schools, but most agreed that education was best taught independent of any religion. Congress played the largest role in this movement, obviously. Numerous court cases slowly ruled religion out of education. McCollum versus Board of Education, one of the first court cases on this topic during this period, ruled out education specifically on religious courses in 1948. 12 years later, another major step towards secular education, Engel versus Vitale, removed any school-endorsed prayers. For the next 30 years, Congress pushed out laws that pretty much completely removed religion from the education system.
It was a good development, but we may have pushed it in the wrong direction. Don't get me wrong, education should never be founded on religious teachings, nor should religion have any influence on one's education. But we see with nearly anything that a lack of knowledge or true understanding of the subject can often lead to its mistrust. Racism is often caused by a lack of understanding of other cultures. Think about it. If you don't really know someone or something, you too easily swallow other superficial beliefs of them. Only real education about anything leads to tolerance and acceptance. Today, for all the social developments we've made in feminism and equality for the LGBTQ community, foreign religions are especially misunderstood in today's privileged places. I'm here with Amara Arab, and she is a junior. Hello. So what religion are you specifically, and how important is your religion for you?
I'm a Muslim, and my religion is a big part of my life.
Okay. Do you feel that your religion is understood at Prosper, and how well?
My religion is somewhat understood, but I know there isn't, people do have, not good opinions on it.
Yeah. There's a lot of stereotypes, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think any programs or classes should be added or implemented into our high school in terms of theology?
They could be. I don't know if there's enough people of my religion that there should be a whole class, but there should be some sort of learning about it, if that makes sense.
Like some kind of class about just in general?
Yep.
Okay. So that was Amara Arab, and that's her opinion. Thank you. The only way to encourage equality across all religions is to encourage a thorough education of theology. Theology could become a required class in high schools, or it could be incorporated into world history classes. It should cover all religious beliefs, from Christianity to Buddhism, Islam to religion categorized under animism. Religion in America and in the school system has become too much of a taboo. People are overcompensating for equality across religions at the expense of an understanding of those religions. We may support all religions, but what is to stop us from turning on others over some kind of one-dimensional argument if we don't truly understand them? Stereotypes need to be debunked. Not all Buddhists are vegetarian, and not all Muslims are bombers. But many small misconceptions of foreign religions ultimately lead to untrue and misleading beliefs.
What needs to be done with religion is to incorporate every religion into our history classes, or a class specifically on theologies of the world. In doing this, we can help promote awareness of other religions, encourage tolerance, eliminate prejudice, and help open the students' eyes to a subject that they might not know much about. We should do this in a secular manner. We need to follow up Bible study classes with Torah, Tripakta, and Quran studies. These studies, including Christian studies, will not involve actually religious activities in their curriculums, but a complete or at least an ample understanding of the religion should be the goal of the course. Theology should become actively encouraged, and classes on theology or some religion should be required.
Thank you for listening to Dilemmas in the Education System, Season 1, Episode 1, Theology. We would like to thank Mrs. Hodem for letting us be able to do this, and also thank Prosper High School for giving us the resources we needed to do this podcast. Our next episode, we will talk about the effect of school lunches on the attention span of students. My name is Warren.
My name is John.
And thank you for listening.